Elsewhere in the world of hockey today, and we had Gene Principe the week he got hurt to talk about Connor McDavid, and we're kind of kicking around when are we going to hear from Connor?
Yeah.
Not that it's a major angle of this story, but it's always interesting to hear a player who suffers an injury, let alone like a phenom who suffers a fluke thing that took place against the Philadelphia Flyers. So the answer was today. Connor McDavid spoke to the media for the first time today since suffering his clavicle injury against the Flyers nearly 2 weeks ago. Here's part of what he had to say, including answering a question, or not really, on any possible intent on the Flyers' part.
Obviously you're upset. I mean, there's no other way to put it, and you're upset, but these things happen. It's a fast game. It's hockey. People get hurt, and it's unfortunate, but it'll heal, and we'll be back out there as soon as possible. The main part is just getting back to 100%. I guess if there's any positive to it, it is that it's a bone, and that can heal. It's not like it's a separated shoulder or torn labrum or anything like that. So bones heal, and just got to wait for it to feel 100%.
From your perspective, was it a hockey play, or was it something that maybe could have been avoided on the part of the opponent?
I don't really want to touch too much on that comment. I know there's been a little bit of a debate on whether or not, so I'm not going to touch too much on that.
Did you feel like you got an extra push, though, on the way in?
I'm not going to comment on that. I'm sorry.
I don't want to be that guy, but he basically said yes, there was intent. No, he didn't. I just want to make. I'm kidding.
It would be hard though for him if he listens to anything. Like, I don't know what his agent Bobby Orr is telling him, but Don Cherry goes on Coach's Corner and says there's intent to hurt him.
It's true,
and that shouldn't happen. Like, it would be tough to be a kid in that spot and hear Don Cherry say that about you.
Like, when you do the math on it, you're right. Like, what can he say today? It's like, grapes is stupid.
Right.
You can't do that.
No, but it's either
because no one's going to agree with you because everyone loves grapes. You can't disagree with grapes.
Either you're saying grapes is stupid, or you're saying something happened that shouldn't have happened.
Yes.
Like, he's in a tough spot,
He
and
is.
I got a feeling that Connor McDavid is in that mode, right? The Sidney Crosby mode of answering questions and being nice to the media, but not really answering questions and being nice to the media. So and he doesn't have to be.
No.
I don't really care. But I think he's been coached enough that he's going to be vanilla with it.
Oh, he's ready for a long life in the NHL saying nothing.
Right.
And we can't wait. Joining us now, I believe his maiden voyage here on the TV side with us. He is part of the Vancouver regional broadcast. He is knocking it out of the park. He is attacking this new part of his career with an aggression only seen in the wild when a lion stalks its prey.
What?
I am giving this an unnecessarily huge tee-up because he is a humble man. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Hirsch joining us here. Live from the billion-dollar NHL studios.
That was an outstanding introduction. I'm going to get you to follow me around places, like when I go into Starbucks and things like that, so you can introduce me everywhere I go.
I'll just be
like a lion looking for prey, Corey Hirsch is looking for a latte.
I'll just be your Flavor Flav and walk around. And you can be the Chuck D to my Flavor Flav. All right, Corey, let's start with Connor McDavid. Obviously he's disappointed. I don't know what we were really looking for today, just hearing him talk, but he did speak. Do you think he'll be the same type of player when he comes back? But part of this story that's interesting to me, guys, is this only happens because he's so gifted, right? Like, he's that fast. Like, he can go from 0 to 60 in a heartbeat, and I don't think 99% of other NHLers would have found themselves in a similar position. Your thoughts?
Well, the fact that he didn't say anything today actually felt like he was saying something. So it was kind of like, maybe they did give him a little extra push there. I know NHL players, anytime they're crashing into anybody, I don't care if it's Connor McDavid or the goalie, they're given a little extra shove, a little extra push. I mean, watch the NFL and try and be on the bottom of that pile. It's not going to be pretty, but he'll be back. He'll be the same player. Injuries happen. He's a good Canadian boy from the Ontario Hockey League. He's tough. He can deal with it.
How tough a break is this to the Edmonton Oilers? Because it looked like they had just started playing some pretty good hockey, and Draisaitl's kept it going, and Hall's played pretty well, but they just don't seem to have the same jump that they started to show flashes of before he got hurt.
Yeah, they need him back. I mean, he's obviously their star player. So when they get him back, they'll go on where they left off. But this is still a team that probably isn't good enough to make the playoffs. They're a developing team still. I know everybody's running out of patience. They have all these stars. But this is another kid that's going to turn into a superstar. And he was starting to show flashes. So it's unfortunate that he got hurt. But you know, it just takes time, and they'll be back, and he'll be back, and he'll be just as good as he was. It might take him a couple games to get going, but they'll be fine.